Here's something that I want to talk about that's slightly different than I usually put on the channel. Posers. Who are they? What are they? Am I one of them? Now, first of all, let's define what a poser even is. So a poser is someone that likes to put on the signs of being in a community, being part of a community, while at the same time not actually contributing to that community. A good way to kind of break it down is like they wear the fashion of a community without knowing anyone in it. They don't actually contribute to the scene. They don't know anything about the scene. All they know is what the scene looks like. So you could say that a person who skateboards is part of a skater community. But then there's also people that like to wear skater clothes, and they'll have the DC shoes, they'll walk around with a skateboard, but they actually can't skate. So they're not a real skater, they are posing as a skater. Now, let's look at why do people do that? Well, my idea is that people love being part of a community. That's why we wear jerseys for, football teams, basketball teams, why we have flags on cars, why we wear certain hats with certain symbols. And so, a poser is someone that wants to be part of a community, but doesn't actually want to put in the effort that is actually involved in what that community is doing. So it would be like someone who carries around a trombone with them all the time, dresses like, I got like maybe a classic kind of jazz look, but then the minute that you ask them, hey, play something from Miles Davis, they don't even know who Miles Davis is, and they can't even play their instrument. That's I think a good example of what a poser is. The reason they do that is because you just, you assumed that they were part of the community. And if they weren't asked to actually provide effort at all, they would be able to kind of, be a part of like, yeah, man, and act like they have friends or some kind of connection to something. Because people love having connection. We all love having connections to things. I love having connection with, the people that I talk with online. Now, the problem with being a poser is that what it does is it lets everybody around you think that you're part of a community. So you become a representative of that community to those people. But you don't actually know anything about the community. You don't contribute to it. You have no actual attachment to the community. So if, say, something happens in the community that you don't like, you can easily just take off the clothes and throw it away and be like, oh, I was never part of that. That's the problem. And so when people around you see you as part of the community and you do something crappy, they'll assume everybody else in that community is just like you. And the best way to know if you're a poser is, are you actually doing anything, or are you just wearing the fashion?